Days away from the new year, and officials are urging caution when it comes to fireworks. We'll show you what to do to stay safe during all the festivities.
Another warm day today coming up on First Warning Weather. We'll be talking about when cooler air is set to arrive.
And months of 100-degree days, hurricanes, and more. A look back at what this year's weather brought. Well, the skies will be filled with fireworks in a few short days, or you might have already heard them being shot off in your neighborhood. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Nabil Ramadna. While it's a tradition for many, there are a lot of rules when it comes to what can go into the sky and what cannot. You've likely seen the fireworks stands across Austin. We checked in with one in Cedar Park. Owners there say sales have been slow, but it normally picks up closer to New Year's Eve. Those fireworks can be fun, but it can also be especially troubling for those who suffer from PTSD.
You're at home, they're going off all around you and you don't see them. There's that sudden burst, and that's what triggers some of our veterans.
And tonight at 10, we take a closer look at the rules for our area to make sure you celebrate safely and with the law in mind. All right, so fireworks coming up. The rain is gone, but things are going to be pretty clear for shooting off fireworks.
I mean, earlier today we had some severe weather, of course, which was definitely, not in our area, but it was impactful on the Houston area. I mean, check this out. At least 2 tornadoes, they touched down near the Houston metro area. Unfortunately, killed 1 person and injured 4 more. Now, this particular tornado that you're watching here touched down near the city of Katy, just west of Houston. You can see the swirling dust and debris in the air, and authorities, well, they confirmed another tornado touched down in Houston as well. That was in the southern part of the city. This was all on Thursday. But also, we confirmed 5 tornadoes in this particular area since the severe weather has been beginning now for multiple days on end. So, long story short, Nabil, we have had multiple days of tornado activity in the Houston area. In Austin, just a completely different story. It was warm today. We had some rain in our eastern counties east of I-35. And we got back up to, let's say, 81. How about that in December? We should be at 62. Our record is 83, so we actually got pretty close to that record. We broke a record yesterday, and we're on track for 70s and 80s for the near future. 74 currently right now. We're still on the mild side, out toward the hill country. 68 in Cherokee, 69 in San Saba, 74 in Mason, 70 in Burnett, 72 in Marble Falls. How about the metro area? 73 at the airport, 67 down in San Marcos. Kyle at 78 and east of I-35. Bit cooler up toward Fayette County, Lee and Milam County, dealing with the 70s and upper 60s there. All right, big picture across clouds and radar. Not a lot to talk about. Of course, we had the rain earlier today. We'll talk about the rainfall totals that we picked up, as well as looking at where are the storms now. This is a huge severe weather outbreak for the Dixie Alley. Your Sunday forecast is coming up, and a cooler start to 2025. We'll be discussing the trends there and seeing when we could be getting closer to freezing temperatures. That's all coming up in just a bit. All right, during the 2024 year, we've witnessed once in a century climate events across the country. How about Phoenix? 61 days with temperatures above 110 degrees. Goodness. How about Vegas as well? 120 degrees. A new record for the hottest day ever. And in May, one of the strongest tornado seasons recorded in Iowa and other places across the Midwest and the South. Now, climate change is fueling a new normal of extreme weather, hitting different places all across the country. We took a look at the year back with Hurricane Helene in Milton, some of the other deadly tropical events, and also more severe weather in the southeast. Al Roker from the Today Show takes a closer look.
2 deadly storms making landfall only 2 weeks apart. Hurricanes Helene and Milton, leaving a trail of historic destruction across Florida and the southeast.
Helene not only bringing hurricane-force winds to the region, but also a historic storm surge.
On September 26th, Hurricane Helene makes landfall near Perry, Florida, inundating areas with record-breaking rainfall, more than a foot in some locations, including the mountains of North Carolina. Catastrophic damage caused by the intense flooding leaves more than 200 people dead. Helene, now the 4th deadliest storm in modern history. Additional emergency search and rescue teams race in. Entire towns cut off from communication. No power and water for weeks. Then 2 weeks later, Hurricane Milton took aim at nearly the same location, Florida's hard-hit west coast. A climate change-fueled storm, Milton intensified from a Category 1 to a Category 5 in just 24 hours, making it the fastest case of extreme rapid intensification ever in the Atlantic. The storm spawning a record-breaking 54 tornadoes, including a rare EF3 tornado. Those devastated by Helene and Milton are still recovering from the catastrophic damage to their homes and infrastructure. The dollar amount of these storms is still being tallied and is expected to be a staggering $50 billion each. But in the toughest of times, communities came together to help their neighbors. I got to see firsthand the power of human resilience. There you go. All right, do you need baby wipes or anything?
New diapers. Keep us in your prayers. We're resilient. We will come back. It's just going to take a while.
Al Roker, NBC News.
And President-elect Donald Trump could save TikTok. He's asking the Supreme Court for more time before the ban goes into effect on January 19th. The court is due to hear arguments on January 10th, just 9 days before the ban. Trump, in his request, presented a possible future where he is able to negotiate a political resolution to the matter before the court needs to rule. And less than a month after a failed coup in South Korea led to a presidential impeachment, the country is impeaching another leader. South Korea's National Assembly voted this week to impeach acting President Han Duck-soo, who replaced the country's previous president after his coup attempt. Duck-soo was impeached over his reluctance to appoint justices meant to expedite the impeachment of the former president. Now the country's finance minister is their acting president. And we're just days away from New Year's Eve, and the ball in Times Square, New York, just about ready to drop. Organizers of the iconic New Year's Eve party in New York City put the last crystals onto the ball yesterday. The New Year's Eve ball is covered with about 2,600 Waterford crystal triangles of varying sizes. It weighs almost 12,000 pounds and measures 12 feet in diameter. After it ushers in 2025, the ball will be retired and a brand new one will debut in Times Square next year. Well, Christmas is over and you may be wondering what to do with your Christmas tree, especially if you're worried it could just end up in a landfill. Our Jayla Washington talked with one group hoping to keep that from happening.
Yeah, so I am here with a volunteer with Austin Resource Recovery, Amanda Noble. How are you doing, Amanda?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got some people showing up now, bringing their trees. You've been volunteering for years now. What does this process look like?
Yeah, so residents of Austin can come and drop off their Christmas trees to divert them from the landfill. So, you know, we're trying to be more sustainable, zero waste, and make sure that these trees have a second life after being used for holiday decorations.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, people, they show up. Walk me through the process, walk me through the steps of being able to leave your Christmas tree here.
Yeah, they just walk up with a tree in their car. They drive up to the pile and put it on the pile, and then Austin Resource Recovery takes it from there and turns it into mulch.
You used to work with Austin Resource Recovery, which is why you were saying that you got involved. What does it mean to you to be able to be a part of a tradition that has been around for so many years here in Austin?
I mean, it's biggest reason why I started with Austin Resource Recovery in the first place was because it just it reflects my values. I'm big into sustainability, and I really want to save the earth, and it just means a lot to give back to the community and to just to be a part of such an important program.
Does it usually get really busy out here every year? And I know this is a multi-day event. I mean, typically, what do we see out here with people who are showing up, and how frequently?
Yeah, it gets pretty busy. And like by the end of this event, this pile is going to be huge. So it's really cool to see.
And from there, the pile is going to be properly disposed of, and it's all going to be sustainable.
That's right.
Awesome. Okay. Well, Amanda Noble, volunteer. She's the perfect person to talk to. She's been volunteering for years now. We'll have all of the details about how you can come out here, when you can come out here to safely dispose of your tree over on KXAN.com. Back to you.
All right, easy process there. Saw Jayla standing outside earlier this morning. A little bit of rain out there, some overcast, but that cleared up quite a bit.
Yeah, night and day difference, right? We started off today with some showers and even thunderstorms east of I-35. By the afternoon, it was gorgeous. Yeah, we hit the 80s, but it was a cooler, dry 80s. It was pleasant. You know, I got a chance to walk my pup outside. It was nice.
I was going to say, these 80-degree temps, I don't like them. I want some colder weather.
A few more days, Nabil, and we got some changes to talk about. Let me show you what's going on right now. This is the past 12 hours. We'll talk about the storms as they moved through. So, of course, few light showers for the hill country, and then this linear structure of some thunderstorms. A lot of lightning you saw there. Moved through the late morning into the early afternoon hours. We picked up about half an inch to an inch for the most part. Let's say east of Austin up toward Lampasas, there was that isolated over an inch from that stronger cell then. But big picture, across most of Texas, we are drying out. A few light showers around Dallas, but there are multiple tornado warnings happening right now across portions of the Dixie Alley. A level 4 out of 5 risk for some severe weather by the Storm Prediction Center issued in the red. Notice up toward Jackson, Mississippi, down toward the coast of Louisiana on the Gulf. There's that linear structure as we're tracking some strong and powerful storms. So look at the storm reports here. This is the past 12 hours. We had one particular storm that was on the ground for a while, where I drew this arrow. Some of the reports, we had some damages to homes here and power lines, and unfortunately a report of one fatality in eastern Texas. Now locally here, of course, today we were mostly dry in the Austin area. This is a Covert Beat Cave Auto Mall camera. We have clear skies and winds out of the west. Right now we're still in the 70s, if you can believe it. We're on the mild side, 78 in Bastrop, up toward places like Milam, Lee, and even Fayette County. Some 60s, upper 60s, low 70s for the hill country. Starting off tomorrow toward Llano and San Saba, Mason, low 40s, upper 40s in the Austin area, maybe some 50s east of I-35, a little bit more on the mild side. And again, tomorrow, 10 to 15 degrees warmer than normal. Our normal high is in the low 60s, maybe some 80s again. We've had back-to-back 80-plus degree days in Austin, 75. That's my high temperature for the metro tomorrow. Here's the day planner, 48 by 7 a.m., upper 60s by noon, and then by 4 p.m., 75 degrees with abundant sunshine. When will this warm weather go away? Well, let me step aside and show you. The red contour is warmer than normal temperatures. This is for today. Fast forward to tomorrow, still pretty much all the lower 48 warm. Monday into Tuesday, some cooler air will try to work its way across the southern plains, and that could cool us down to start 2025, but then warmer air fills back in, as you can see, to close out the work week into next weekend itself. So for Austin, how does this look? Well, 1, maybe 2 more days of 80-plus degree. Monday in particular could get close to our record high. That is 83. Then a big cool down Wednesday, Thursday into Friday, back down below where we should be at 62 this time of year. Clouds and radar. Let me play this out across the next 7 days so you can see that we're going to be mostly dry. This is Monday into Tuesday, clear skies. Some clouds begin to work their way back in, and maybe some showers down toward the valley next Thursday and Friday. It's still a little too far out for the details and time in there, so I'm not too confident on the rain chances. But New Year's Day itself, 60 degrees and partly cloudy skies, going to be a great day to celebrate any sort of outdoor plans or activities. 48 today, mostly clear and drier for overnight tonight, 75 for tomorrow. And we'll have winds out of the southeast. They will be light. Your first warning weather 7-day forecast into 2025. Back down to 60. Texas, they're in Atlanta, but we'll keep that trend of the 60s nice and cool to kick off January into next weekend.
This is KXAN Sports, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
Yeah, in fact, they'll head to Atlanta tomorrow, hoping to get back to Austin and start practicing again next week. That means they've got to win that Peach Bowl game over a rested Arizona State team. Longhorns into the quarterfinals against an Arizona State team that shocked everybody, not only getting to the Big 12 championship game, but then winning it as the team picked last in the conference. Longhorns, of course, losing in the SEC game. That means one more game to win a national title. They take care of Clemson, and certainly soaking all this in, the first ever 12-team playoff, trying to get back to the Final Four.
At the end of the day, it's awesome. It's awesome to still be playing football whenever, you know, other guys are at home or training for the combine or whatever it is. But it's definitely a blessing to still be playing football for sure.
We have, you know, three games to go be national champs, which is our end goal. So, you know, that's all, you know, he really has to say for this team to, you know, to understand, you know, what our goal is. And we have a lot of drive on this team. We have a lot of guys that know, you know, what this team is capable of and what this team wants to go do. So, you know, that's just something, you know, he emphasizes to us to, you know, not look too far ahead and focus on the task at hand.
I think I've just kind of seen it firsthand today, just how everybody's, you know, been in the facility, you know, talking with each other, just enjoying the moments, knowing that, you know, the season, you get max 3 more weeks and then that's it. And so many more teams would want to trade this position. So just taking it in every day, enjoying every moment, and just, again, like I said, you know, giving it all for the guys next to you, because at the end of the day, you know, it's a team sport and we got to do this for each other.
Majors making his 56th start on Wednesday. That will be a record. He tied former offensive lineman standout Jonathan Scott against Clemson with his 55th start as a Longhorn. Well, tomorrow Texas basketball returns to action. It's a doubleheader at Moody. The men get it started at 11 a.m. against Northwestern State. SEC opener at Texas A&M on Saturday. Women host UTRGV at 3. They go to OU on Thursday for their SEC opener. Full day of bowl games today, but it really started with the conclusion of a wild one in Las Vegas. Late start for the Aggies, 9:30 last night, and Texas A&M, well, they were rolling over Lincoln Riley and USC. In fact, this Marcel Reed touchdown to Jabri Barber, and A&M takes a 24-7 lead. 5 minutes to go in the third, when it's 24-7. But then USC scores 21 unanswered, so the Aggies come back under 2 minutes to go, and Reed with the magical run for the touchdown, and the Aggies reclaim the lead. But then here comes USC. Jaden Mayava on 3rd and 13 hits Jacoby Lane, and Lane staying on his feet with under 25 seconds to go. Gets down to the 12, and then, well, here it is with just 12 seconds to go. Mayava to Kyle Ford, and the comeback is complete. USC wins it over A&M. Aggies lose 4 of their last 5. And today, TCU gets a win for Sonny Dykes. Think about his roller coaster. 2 years ago, played for the national title. Last year, 5-7, didn't play in a bowl game. Today in New Mexico, they were beating down the Raging Cajuns. Josh Hoover, great scramble to Eric McAllister. They win easily. 34-3 is that final score.
Thanks for tuning in.